but across networks is complicated. Now it's not complicated, so it's got to change the show. And if the show changes, the music will change. But it's definitely not changed because of the platform it's on.
And for the mega crossover, you're gonna have fun.
Oh God! I'm just blocking out. Weeks of no sleep. But it's no different. It's even if they weren't crossing over, you're still going to score each of the 4 shows. So in some ways, the crossovers become a little bit easier because you're just scoring one big 4-part show. Does that make sense?
So working in television, since you need to work at a much faster pace than you would on a motion picture, even when it's moving quickly.
Tom here as well.
Oh, come on in.
Yeah.
It's a tag team.
We're not scared of each other.
Yeah,
You put the mic in the middle.
and how appropriate too, because like Tom, you have I think what's the most unbelievable template I've ever seen in a Cubase system. I didn't even know Cubase could hold that many tracks. So how important are templates to you in terms of show to show? Is sort of a basic template in your software where you write, does that stay the same, or for Supergirl, do you think I'm going to use more strings, whereas for Arrow we might do something more with percussion or brass?
Yeah, exactly. I do that, but it's essential. The templates are essential for me because once you establish the sound of a show, you want to stick with the sound of the show, especially now that I'm doing 4 superhero shows. If I didn't have like set things and rules, they're all going to start sounding the same. And to some extent, as you know from watching movies, they start sounding a little bit the same just because they're coming out of these brains, So you kind of defend against that by developing a template that's like, this is my Arrow template, and when I write a Q and Arrow, I'm going to open that. And this is my Supergirl template. But then beyond that, I even go as far as making myself little rules, musical rules about the show. Like I can't write this chord progression in this show. I can't write
Because that's for the other show.
Yeah. Can you imagine if we said no minor chords
Yeah.
for this show? How would you score a superhero without minor chords?
No brass.
No, I tried, but I had to break the rule.
But,
No drums.
No, but
No percussion.
That's the whole.
Can you have a
How would you
superhero
do
without
that?
brass? I was like,
Can you make music without percussion? Yeah, I guess you can. But
Isn't that mean?
yeah, it's very.
I'm gonna challenge you right now to score Justice League with no percussion.
You can have.
I did 3 on the Rise of an Empire without ostinatos.
Yeah, you did.
But the thing with the template is, damn if you do, damn if you don't. So there's always like when I was making artist records, there was no such thing as a template. You would open up your sequencer, no tracks there. It's like, okay, what am I gonna do today? Okay, I want to do something with, I don't know, this instrument. And then you load it up and you start fucking around. And the thing with the template is exactly what Blake just said. Like, you need it because you need to work really fast, and you don't want to reinvent the wheel on a show that you've done or a movie that you're on. But at the same time, it also takes some of the creativity out because it's already there. So I try to build a template which is 60-70% always the same, and you improve on it, like your favorite strings, your favorite brass, your favorite percussion,
Exactly.
Whatever, and that's there. And then the 30% that's left, that is like unique stuff you want to do on the spot. But when I first started building my template in Cubase, it was so big, and it was great, but there was no processing room left to do like unique stuff because it was at its limit. So you could use every track that was there and make music, but there wasn't really room left to do really crazy stuff. So I learned from that, and now 70% is like always there, and then the other 30% that's like fuck around time,
And when I'm writing, I write so fast, and that's not like bragging. I just happen to write really fast and it's very fluid. So if I'll be working on the strings and suddenly think, oh, I'm gonna add a berimbau, right, and go, I don't want to stop and have to look for that instrument and load that instrument and figure out how to play that instrument and program that instrument. And I just want it right there. So we have these ridiculous templates. It's sometimes even not about sounds, it's about access. It's like if you don't want to go sort through the attic to find that book that you love.
I know.
I want it on a shelf in my bedroom.
Yeah, I mean, a good
Are you gonna
example is like
elaborate on bedrooms now?
no. I'm gonna keep. We'll do that later on a beer. No, but I mean, stupid little sounds that, like a church bell. Why would you ever use a church bell in a score? But with Deadpool, I needed one, and it's like, oh, what if I used a bell? And then instead of like going or ask one of your sisters, didn't we have like a church bell like somewhere, and then go through all the drives and figure it out?
But that's your other 40% that's open creative.
Exactly.
And you're like, I'm gonna add this now. And so it's helpful.
And you both work with comic book characters, but for example, Deadpool is a very different comic book character. So what was your approach towards that movie? Because the parts when you hear like superhero-y music, it sounds more like a Deadpool gag, him making fun of that. And how do you adapt it in that work?
I've been very lucky in the sense that I'm pretty new to this whole film scoring thing, but the directors that I've worked with made me work really, really hard. You know?
You're not that new to it.
Huh?
You're not that new to it.
No.
Come on, we go back 8 years.
Yeah, but I mean, I know that, but I mean, like, I wasn't really doing movies until like 3 years ago.
Right.
I was trying, but you know, people were like not hiring me. But
So wait, in 3 years I'll be doing dance music. Do it now. No one's hiring.
dude, it's so easy. You just press play and then
You know? Absolutely.
you do this,
Yeah.
and the crowd goes wild.
Hey, you two ever?
Sorry, go ahead. You're talking about Deadpool.
No, but I've been lucky to work with directors that really put the thumb screws on to come up with ideas, you know, and guys like George Miller or Tim Miller and Zach, they just don't go for necessarily for the first idea that you present. You know, and that also results in that you work really hard to come up with something, and then the approval process can be easier. But it needed to be something really unique. And I mean, the first thing that I tried was a Morricone like knockoff, and I thought it was very funny. So the director thought too, but he said it's too funny. You know, the music should be fun, but not funny.
Interesting.
Do you two bounce ideas off each other because you know?
We don't see each other. This is it.
No, but I mean,
Like I'll see him again in like
he
3
saved my
months.
ass. He saved my ass in 2006. I was working on my first movie. It was a really shitty movie,
Not to say the name.
I'm not going to say the name. And this director made my life like a living hell. And then I said, okay, I'm going to bring in an expert. And that's when I met.
Well, we'd never met. We got recommended.
No.
I went to your studio.
And then we went to a meeting, and then you conducted the score afterwards.
Yeah, but we hadn't met before that.
No, that's true. True. It's the
And I
first
went to
time.
your studio, and we hung out and had a beer. And then it was like, let's get started.
Almost kind of like now. You didn't get your beer, did you?
Exactly. But it's a good question, Cindy, because we will invariably be bouncing ideas off each other by the end of the day. It's like you always get together. It's really nice when you have composer friends because we work in a dark room by ourselves all the time. And sometimes it's just nice to come out and go, is it crazy if I combined this with that? And he's like, oh my God, I tried that and I had this granular synthesis and did this and like,
And to be
I'm going to
honest,
steal that.
it never occurred to me that you all would do that until the fact that you were sitting here together, and I thought, wait a minute, Bonehead, ask them about that.
Well, it's a really cool creative world. I mean, I'll come up with something or he'll come up with something. Sometimes we're like, I'm not showing you this. Never going to show you this trick. And sometimes it's like, hey man, have you seen this? This is awesome. It'll change your life. So it's nice when, I guess what I'm saying is it's competitive, but then it's also, you can put that down and be like, hey, let's be colleagues.
No, I mean, and it's also a pretty mellow world, but we're all so busy that there's rarely time to hang out. But
Our
days like
studios are
10 minutes apart. Maybe.
10 minutes apart, and we will say every time we see each other, I'm going to come over, and then a year will go by.
And that was last year when we were here.
Friendship.
And I have to ask because someone looking at this is going to say, you've got Justice League, you've got the Flash and Supergirl and the Arrow. do you ever talk about?
He's got the movie Justice League. I have the TV Justice
right.
League.
But is there an idea? We ever guys say, hey, you know, we're both kind of DC. Here's an idea. Oh, I think I've done this, or maybe this sounds like that. You ever have that kind of conversation?
No, not really, actually. And I think it's good because
You gotta design your world. I gotta design my world.
yeah, otherwise
If
everything
they're
is
able
gonna
to
sound
cross
the same.
over someday, cool. If not,
And is it gonna be different because it's TV and big screen? Do you think the approach is different as a composer?
at this point, DC clearly keeps their TV and their film universes apart. You know, there's no casting crossovers, music crossovers.
But I
At
mean,
this point,
but I mean
Marvel
the creative
combines
process.
them.
But I mean the creative process. Like you, as a composer, to do this superhero universe, but on TV, and you as a composer do this superhero but on the big screen. Is it different, the creative approach?
Well, it
of
can't
how
be
you-
anymore because I watch my kids do it. They will watch a movie of yours and then they don't know channels anymore, right? So then they go to the next streaming thing and it's maybe a show of mine or someone else's. They're not thinking in movies and TV shows anymore. The length and the quality really determines it. But I mean, I heard this NPR thing where the guy said, aren't they all just movies now?
Yeah.
Like they're all movies. Like the visual effects have to be just as good. I think the music has to be just as good. In TV, we used to mix. You'd mix it how you want it, and then you'd do a mix for small speakers because you're gonna hear through. Who has a TV with small speakers? Who has a TV with speakers anymore? You know, so I think we have to be. We don't have to do the same thing, but we have to be operating. At least I think so. We have to be. He makes me raise the bar. How about that?
But the difference, I think, in the work process is like, you know, you're on extreme pressure every week to deliver the music for a thing. I can watch a movie and then, you know, okay, I got 6 months to do it. So I can take way more time to think about ideas and just to bounce stuff back and forth with the director. Whereas you need to deliver in a week.
Yeah.
So
And then I
there's
go
less
and then I
time.
go hear a movie and I'm like, fuck, his drums are bigger. Now I got to work on my drums. I make bigger drums.
Being told to wrap up.
Did you get everybody? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you